That one's taken outside there by Jacobo. That's going to be ball 4. That's the second walk we've seen already from Sclafani.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he has much confidence in the pitches that he's throwing.
Yeah, it's just control. Sometimes the first inning's always the hardest to settle in, trying to just get your feel on the mound.
Especially as a pitcher, you think you're starting at noon, and then you think you're starting at 1.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden it's 1:30. There was a period where the game was...
Messes up your pregame routine and
Yeah.
everything.
So it's the adjustment for Sclafani here. That's what I said. It is not warm outside.
No,
It's not.
Now, yesterday was a pretty good day for baseball. It was about 60 degrees
Yeah.
for both games, but the sun comes out, make things a little bit better.
You know, when you got blankets and jackets in the crowd, it's not warm.
You'd hope for a change soon, getting into May here.
Yeah.
Coming up this week, so. Snead takes a strike.
That's what he needs.
Yeah, Sclafani down 3-1 again. Really can't afford to walk 3 guys right off the start.
Mm-mm. You've already let in 1. Gets a close call there.
Yep, right on the corner. So counts even at 3, or not even. Count is full at 3-2.
Yeah.
1 out.
This could be good for Sclafani here.
The pitch to Snead. That one's sent in the air into left center. Going back is Michael Auld. He'll make the grab, tagging up. Going to third base is Skinner, and he's going to get in there diving. That was a hard slide there. Kind of collided a little bit with Fleischauer at third. But he is in there. He's shaking up just a little bit on that slide.
It was interesting from Keedy. He kind of got caught up in his glove.
Yep. Which I don't think they would have had him anyways. So men in the corners here. 2 outs, 1 run already in. As we see a check on Jacobo at first. That one's up.
Has he had a first pitch strike yet?
No, I don't think so. No, because the first batter he fell behind and walked him.
Mm-hmm.
No, and he's got another 2-0 count here he's trying to work out of. It's 1-0 Southwest Baptist early on Alumni Day and Ed Spezio's number retirement.
Which is so cool. I
Very
feel
cool. Only 4 players in Lewis history have had their numbers retired, so it just shows you it's just a select group, and it's definitely an accomplishment.
Oh yeah, and I mean Spezio and his son both ended up going to the majors, so like Spezio for Lewis is a big deal.
Yep. Both winning World Series. I mean, it's incredible. Just as a father and son. I mean, that's
it's a dream.
Something you dream of, right?
And I know that you played baseball growing up, so like going to the majors was like a dream.
Oh, of course, that was everyone's dream.
Yeah.
You wanted to play in the majors, right?
So that to kind of see having the 2 of them here and be like, yo, those are Major League Baseball players.
Yeah, right. It was Jacobo on the pitch, but that one's going to be sent well foul left side.
He got a hold of that one. He just opened up a bit early.
So Sclafani trying to get out of this one, leaving 2 guys on. He's already let 1 across. The pitch, that one's going to be sent out into right center. And that one is going to stay up nice.
Great
Diving
effort.
catch out there by Kane Hedrick to end the inning. But Southwest Baptist does get on the board early as they get one across. After a half inning of play, it is the Bearcats 1 and the Flyers coming to bat on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We are in the bottom of the first here at Brennan Field on the campus of Lewis University. Southwest Baptist gets one across here in the first inning, which has been a struggle for them in this series.
It's been a struggle for them all season.
Yeah, the whole season, honestly.
Yeah, they've struggled offensively.
But gives their pitcher, Jake Fuller, a little bit of something to work with.
Yep, a little buffer, but these Flyers have not struggled offensively. They've put together 20 runs in the last 2 games, and they've been offensively a force.
Yeah, and Fuller, just like a lot of these pitchers, though, have struggled this year. He's got an ERA of almost 11.
Yeah.
So he'll face Thomas Fox, who's a very dangerous hitter, as we all know.
Statistically, he's the best hitter for the Flyers.
As he sends one to third. Nice pick over there by Smock. Throw to first. They get him in plenty of time. So 2 pitches for the first out for Fuller.
Look at the top of this order for the Flyers. Thomas Fox, Michael, and then Cantello.
Alt's a great, hitter as well. I think he leads the team in batting average.
Yeah, batting .396.
Yep. At this point in the year, too, regular season's almost wrapped up, and he's batting near 400.
Fuller got Alta's swing kind of silly there, though.
Yeah, a little out in front, got him off balance. Alt has an 0-2 count, takes one up high.
Yep. Yeah.
So no balls, 2 strike, or 1 ball, 2 strike. That leaving up the count at 2 balls. And 2 strikes here in the bottom of the first.
Whoa.
That one set right back up the middle, making sure Fuller's paying attention there. But that's going to be a 1-out hit for Alt. Doing what he does best, get on base.
It's hits like that where your pitching mechanics actually do matter. Being ready for the comebacker is.
And it's never easy too, because you're falling off the mound as well when you're pitching.
Yeah.
And you're never really ready ever defensively.
Nope.
So Cantello's the DH today. Caught yesterday. That one's going to get by Sneed behind the plate, so that'll move Alt up to second base.
And now Cantello has a great opportunity to even the game up already.
Yep, got Alt in scoring position. Pitcher's in the dirt. Two balls and no strikes here, 1 out in the bottom of the first. That one was close too, but that'll make it a 3-0 count here for Cantello. I want to mention, too, this is a 7-inning game today with the doubleheader. We'll have 7 innings here in Game 1, 9 innings in Game 2. Unless we have a run rule, of course.
Yeah, like we did yesterday.
Yep.
I was looking at the box score, and I was confused.
As that one's sent out in the center field. Tellez moving back, makes the grab on the warning track. So all it's going to have to go back is he was not tagging up. So Cantello has a deep fly out. For the second out here, and we'll leave it up to Kevin Berry to try to tie this one up.
We haven't mentioned Barry as much, but he also is a great offensive contributor for the Flyers.
He got on base a few times yesterday, as did a lot of this lineup. Yeah, Barry hitting .327 on the year.
Yep.
7 homers, 37 RBIs as he sends that one back to the screen.
That one looked in reach of us.
Yeah, right? Well, we got the glass windows protecting us today.
I hope so.
Neither of us brought our gloves. So.
Keep forgetting.
Okay. See a little check over there at second base. There was nobody covering.
Little round of catch.
Just get an extra toss in. Make sure the arm's loose.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm assuming the catcher did not give him that sign. I'm assuming that was Fuller's decision to throw to second even though no one was there.
It was a decision all by himself. Neither the catcher or the shortstop were ready.
Because usually they'll have a signal where the catcher will either like flip his glove. It's usually a timing play.
Mm-hmm.
Either the shortstop or second base will come to try to pick him off as there's a strike. He'll make the count full here on Kevin Berry.
Kevin Berry did not like that pitch.
No.
Not one bit.
Here's the pitch from Fuller. That one's sent out in the air in the center field. Tellez coming in, loses his hat, but is able to make the catch. As that'll end the first inning, but Fuller scoreless inning as we've completed one here at Brennan Field. It is 1-0 Southwest Baptist. We are back here in the top of the second inning here at Brennan Field. Southwest Baptist with a 1-0 lead. To enter the top of the second. Michael Sclafani in. Second inning of work. Had a little bit of issue commanding the zone there in that first inning.
But as we talked about, he hasn't had the easiest
of times.
morning with the game being pushed back. And
yep.
You just have to hope that he finds his timings, finds his mechanics.
See that sunshine finally out now, Colin.
Yep.
Makes a great day for baseball, even though it is a little chilly. Sclafani up 0-2 here.
Breaking ball.
Lumley holds off. swing and a miss there. So Sclafani shuts down Lumley there, and that'll be his first strikeout of the game.
Yep, that's what I want to see from Sclafani here.
So that'll bring up the third baseman, Eli Smock. He sends that one up in the air. That one's going to be in the shallow right. Fox going out there, coming in, diving. Hedrick cannot make the play. That was a tough play. It's kind of hitting a no man's land out there in right field. So now Mike Vuxko is going to come out, and the umpires are going to talk about the play. Not really sure what they're debating here. It looked like the ball, I don't know if they're talking about whether it was a catch or not. It looked like the ball did hit the ground.
Yeah, because it looked like he made a play on the ball. He just couldn't get there. Hedrick.
Yeah, there was Hedrick, Barry, and Fox kind of all out there together.
Yeah.
And you couldn't really. It looked like it did get down, which you think it would, because Barry threw it in right away.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure there was no advancement.
I think it should just be a hit and we keep moving on.
A long discussion here, though. I was thinking about college, no replay system.
Yep.
So they got to talk it over.
I'm just confused with the.
It's just, I mean, it's got to be if it was a catch or not, because it was definitely a fair ball.
Yeah.
So now they're going to come and talk to the third base coach here for Southwest Baptist. See Vuxko, Lewis, head coach, kind of out in front of the dugout, waiting for the decision.
I'm really curious what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's been we see just now the home plate umpire and one of the base umpires chatting with them. But if it does stand as a hit, there will be one out with Smock on first, a third baseman for the Bearcats. Yeah, long discussion here, Colin.
It's definitely interesting. I wonder if the ball could have come off of Hedrick's glove and Barry found himself with it.
I'm not sure. We're going to see Sclafani here just take a couple warm-up pitches. Wants to stay in a groove here. So after a long discussion, I don't think the discussion could be whether it's fair or foul. I think it was definitively fair.
Yeah, it's absolutely fair. But the thing is, from our angle, we couldn't see the ball hit the ground.
Right. We just saw
we saw Barry have the ball.
Barry kind of, and he fired in right away, kind of making you feel that the catch wasn't made.
Yeah.
And they're going to call him out.
Wow.
So I guess it was a catch by, it looked like Hedrick must have called it in, right? Because Barry threw it back in. Now I'm not so sure about that one, Colin.
Neither am I.
That was weird.
I have no idea how that call is made, but
yeah. So the call's overturned. So
very interesting.
Yeah, that'll be a pop out for Eli Smock. That was an interesting call.
I'm not sure if that's deserved.
Anyways, stepping in now is Dominic Telez, the 9-hitter. Just
all right,
and that's
2 outs, I guess.
Yeah, right. 2 outs. Quickly here for Sclafani after that lengthy discussion.
Sclafani getting a gift, I think.
Yeah. That one's going to be sent out in the right field. Hedrick barely having to move, makes the catch, and a quick inning for Sclafani as we've completed 1.5 here at Brennan Field. It is Southwest Baptist 1 and the Flyers 0. are in the bottom of the second inning here at Brennan Field on the campus of Lewis University. I want to welcome Ed Spezio as we are here on his number 7 jersey retirement day. As he had his number retired pregame, nice ceremony for him. Ed played 2 seasons for Lewis. He established Lewis hitting records in the highest career batting average over 2 seasons, highest season batting average, and the most home runs in a game for a Lewis Flyer. So, Ed, I want to welcome. Thank you for taking some time to be here with us today.
Well, this is a tremendous feeling to be here. Really enjoyed being out on the field. It brought back 60 years of memories.
I'm sure the field's changed a lot since you've been here. Turf infield now.
It's incredible to see what's happened, not only to the field, but the whole university complex. It's amazing being here. I just come back from Las Vegas, and I was out there 60 years ago, and to see it now, it's incredible. Yeah. That's what I felt like coming here to Lewis, seeing the way it was when I was here and the way it is now. It's unreal.
And what does it mean to have your number retired? I mean, you're part of a select few as we see a wild pitch as Hedrick moves up to second, but you joined a club of only 3 other guys having their number retired here as a Lewis Flyer.
I didn't realize that until I got here today, and to see the names who are up there and to have my name retired with them is amazing. The greatest coach in the world, Gordy Gillespie, that I've ever seen. And then Irish, I think I played against him and got to meet him when he was here, did tremendous things at Lewis. And then Chris Priest, Scott and I went to his funeral, and he was only 25 years old. And when I was playing in Joliet, I felt that I was probably one of the best players ever come out of there. And here comes Chris Priest, many years later, who ended up playing with my son. He was just a tremendous athlete. And to see his name out there, and one of the things I remember when Scott and I went to his funeral is I had talked to him prior to that, and I felt that he had more courage than anybody I've ever met in my life. And to see him in the casket in his uniform, a day I'll never forget.
Yeah, it's a lot of good baseball players. I mean, Gillespie, he was Hall of Fame baseball coach.
Oh, God.
He's just unbelievable what he did here.
You really can't say enough about Gordy. I was just out there talking to Pat Sullivan and Tony Delgado. Both of us played for Gordy, and there's nobody that I've ever met like him. I played in the big leagues under many coaches, but there was nobody like Gordy. And I know Pat Sullivan was saying the same thing. He did a lot of clinics with the greatest coaches in the United States.
Yep.
And they were never like Gordy. He was so special that you can't forget it. What he was able to do with people and the lives that he, he developed so many coaches, and they went on to develop other coaches. And they did so much for people, just an amazing guy.
And not just baseball, too. Gordy coached football for a very long time at Joliet Catholic.
Yes, and basketball.
Yep.
And I don't know how many Hall of Fames he's in, so many. It's incredible. I remember my cousin playing football for him at Catholic High. And my cousin Ken Pellegrini was a heck of a football player. He played both ways. I don't think they do that today, but he was their fullback, and he was their linebacker. And he never came out a minute during the game. It was hard to believe, but that's what they did back then. And I don't know how many championships Catholic High won, but it was incredible.
It's 1-1 here in the bottom of the second. Flyers have won across with 2 men on. And do you have, from your time playing here, do you have a favorite memory or moment that sticks out with you?
Wow. I used to remember coming down from classes 2:30 or 3 o'clock, and all it was the grass all the way on down. And when I got to where we are now, it was just the greatest feeling. I felt like I was in heaven every time I came down here. It was just an incredible feeling I used to have. I just couldn't wait to get here. even though at the time we had to pick up all the rocks, drag the field.
Yeah.
And there was Gordy out there. He'd be the first one here doing it all. And the players would come out and help him. And now to see the field the way it is now, it's unbelievable. It's so beautiful. It's incredible.
This is the first year with that new turf infield, so.
Yeah, wow. The whole place has changed so much. My daughter used to be the singles #1 tennis player out there, and the tennis courts used to be, I wish I was a left-handed hitter instead of a right-handed hitter. But they used to pull them into the tennis courts, and I used to worry about her getting hit all the time when I'd come out here to see her play. And then I had my son-in-law, who she married Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver, really?
Yeah. And he was a home run. I told him he'd make millions if he was there today. Home runs or strikeouts.
Yeah.
He did both.
Yeah, we see Patrick Keaty there with an RBI single, so the Flyers take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. But we're here with Ed Spezio. His number 7 retired today. And just like with some of these players, looking to play maybe professional ball after college, do you kind of have any maybe advice or just words of encouragement for them?
Well, there's so much more today that they're able to know before they ever get there. There's so much of the game that's mental.
Mm-hmm.
And today you see a lot of psychologists out there able to help people through that. Because when you have to develop on your own and make all those mistakes, now that's eliminated a lot because you're able to. The coaches today know so much more,
Yep.
and they know more about the swing. They know more about pitching and catching and what it takes to be a really great player. I was just watching infield practice today. They're so smooth out there. I know the infield helps a lot,
Yep.
but really the way they handled all of the infield play, everything looked like they had been so polished. When I left here, I wasn't a polished player because, I could hit with anybody in the world. But as far as the fielding and everything, we never really got that much practice. We only could play 26, 27 games. There was a limit on what we could do. And now to see them, they actually go down to Florida for spring training. And what is that? I only did that in the big leagues,
All right.
We didn't go anywhere except to St. Joe, Missouri, and we would take a van down there. And I remember going down to St. Joe, and we were driving, and Gordy would be singing songs and doing everything like that. And then all of a sudden I said, oh, there goes a wheel down there. Oh, that's our wheel. Wait a minute. Things like that. But now they fly. It's a different story.
Yeah, we've completed the second inning here, but we'll keep you on a little bit longer if it's all right with you.
That's fine.
I saw at the end of your career you played with the White Sox a little bit. That was just kind of interesting what that was like playing for one of your hometown teams.
To play for a hometown team, you have all of the people that you grew up with coming to the games. I remember when Gordy came to the White Sox game, I should have paid him to show up at all our games because he believed in me so much, and I believed in him so much. I think he came there and Vita Blue was pitching. I was 3 for 3, and the last one went off the top of the center field wall. Gordy said, same old guy, But, yeah, that was really... that almost seemed, people have said that saved the franchise for Chicago.
Yeah.
Because they weren't drawing anybody, and I was not doing very much with San Diego. They were going through a youth movement. I was in Philadelphia. Zimmer came to me and he said, you just got traded to the White Sox. And I said, what? Oh, okay. So I remember going there flying all night because I was told after a night game, getting there, and then Chuck Tanner said, hey, can you ever play second base? And I said, yeah, I can play second base. I never played second base in my life. It's kind of what happened to my son, too. He did the same thing, but only they put him there, and he ended up beating Gates out in Oakland for the position. But I ended up playing third base, and we were, I don't know, probably 8, 9 games out.
Mm-hmm.
going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I got kind of hot, even though I hadn't played that much. And I had quite a few game-winning hits. And then we ended up going from 7, 8, 9 out to 3.5 in front. And it was like, whoa. And I used to have the owner, his name was Alan. He'd be sitting in my locker room every night. Oh, you're doing tremendous for this team. You turn this team around, you know. And it was like, well, I had a guy by the name of Richie Allen, wasn't too bad. And so we ended up, I thought we were going to end up winning it, but we had no money.
Yeah.
They couldn't go out in today's world. They went out and got a couple pitchers with done,
Right.
you know.
At the deadline or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
But we had no money, and we had to try to go through with the team that we had. There were a bunch of us out there. We used to call Scorbinis. We were out there doing the job. And, of course, we had Wilbur Wood, who was pitching doubleheaders. And, you know, they talk about innings pitched. You know, 170, 180 innings today. They're thinking, you know, you're like, God, he did 353 innings. You know, it was incredible. And every time he'd pitch, of course, I'd be playing third base, and I'd get 12 assists down there because everybody'd be hitting shots at me. Then I remember we finally, we'd play in Oakland. We're the only ones who could beat Oakland. And I think we were in the 11th inning. Rolly Fingers came out to relief, and he's a Hall of Famer, and I hit a home run off of him to put us in first place. And Harry Carey was the announcer, and he was also with me in St. Louis. Of course, you can imagine Harry was going crazy. They're dancing in the streets of Rockdale tonight, he said, and Rockdale's right outside of Joliet.
Yep.
And that's where Harry grew up. So that was a tremendous thing. We get back on the plane, and Wilbur Wood is just going crazy on the plane, and he's kind of tearing seats out. He said, "You're the one that's done it. You're the one that's done it. You turn this team around." It's like, oh, great, you know. But I was playing hurt. I had my rib. Two ribs were cracked. I got hit with a fastball by Locker. And then I still have this finger today that's all crooked. Diving back into a base, and I was trying to get the ball over to first base on ground balls. And Chuck Tanner said, "Can you go tonight? Can you go tonight?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll go out there." And I throw one hoppers in the first place over there to Richie. It was amazing how we got through the season. And if it wasn't for Reggie Jackson, we probably would have ended up winning. He got hot. We could beat Oakland, but no one else could. It's a long story about,
Right.
the White Sox.
Did you grow up a White Sox fan?
It's really crazy. I like Boston. I like
okay.
Cleveland. You know, I don't know why. I remember Al Rosen. I remember Larry Doby. I remember, when we were kids, we would, act like we were certain players. We'd play softball in the backyard. And that's all we ever did from the morning till night in the summertime, play baseball. And that's the way it was. All the fields were always full with pickup games.
See a base hit there by Jacobo into left.
A lot of line drives here.
Yeah, there is.
Really,
right? A lot of hard contact.
Really.
Yeah, we had a pitcher's duel yesterday. Jake Caraba, one of our pitchers here, 7 scoreless innings, 11 strikeouts.
Wow, that's fantastic. Really. Yeah, I remember the first game this year. I was watching the Yankees against San Francisco, and Judge gets up and hits a home run. And then by the end of the game, each team had 16 strikeouts, 32 strikeouts. It was like 27 outs in the game for each side. And it's like, wait a minute, what is going on in today? It's home run or strikeout. It's a completely different, game that you're seeing today. I remember when my son Scott was with the Angels. They really played team baseball, and when the season was over, they ended up winning the whole thing, the World Series, everything. And next year I went to New York, and Joe Torre and Don Zimmer was his sidekick in the dugout. And I went over to say hello to Zim, because Zim was one of my coaches, and I knew Joe. And I started walking over, and at that time Scott was hitting at the plate. They were taking batting practice, and Zim couldn't see really well. He said, "Who's that guy?" He's hitting the heck out of the ball up there. And Torrey said, "That's Spezio's kid." And as he said that, I'm walking in and I said, hey, Don, how you doing? Hey, Zoom. I said, Eddie, how you doing? So he started talking about the Angels and the way the game should be played.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they won in 2002 is they played the game the way it should be played. And he just went crazy over describing why they won and how well they did, because they played as a team and they did what it took to win.
See an RBI single there by Colby Sneed. Get another run in. That'll tie the game here, 2-2. So Flyers, they scored 1 in the first, 1 in the third. Or Flyers 2 in the second. Southwest Baptist 1 in the first, 1 in the third. So we're here with Ed Spezio, is getting his number retired. Today, number 7 is that one's hitting his center field. Coming in there is Alt making the catch. Oh, he dropped it. Lost it in the sun. That ball's going to fall down. It's going to get another run in, too. Unearned runs, they will hurt you. But just real quick, too, I know you mentioned Gordy and Priest and all those guys out there, but overall, what kind of impact did Lewis have on both your baseball career, but just also your life, too?
Well, it was really a tremendous impact on my life, because I came from the University of Illinois, and I didn't belong there. And when I got here, I lived about 3.5 minutes away, and everything became so much easier and so much better for me. I got the greatest coach in the world. I got one of the greatest accounting coaches teachers you could ever have, Professor Roger Ashby. It was, and I loved accounting, and that's what I ended up getting my degree in. It was just a place that I felt that I belonged, and I was able to continue playing music. I took music lessons from the time I was 6 years old, and this was an incredible music town, Joliet, because of Bruce. The director of music at the Joliet Township High School. They had the #1 band in the United States, and everybody took music lessons. So we had a 5-piece band, and back then we played really written music, written arrangements, nothing like you see today, no screaming, no yelling, but popular tunes, and I really enjoyed weekends playing. So I got to do that. I got to continue playing handball. I became a real good handball player in Joliet. And then I got to come out here and do the thing that I love the most, play baseball.
Play baseball.
I mean, this is my most comfortable place, coming out to the field. I enjoyed every second of it.
2-2 count here in the top of the third, 2 outs. Sclafani trying to get out of what's been a little bit of a jam for him this inning. He fouls another one back. You had the most home runs in a game here, 3.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I would get so comfortable that.
You remember that game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that people don't know, is we used to have a catcher named Ray Coughlin. I thought was going to get drafted, and wasn't drafted. Then they just signed you. There was no such thing as a draft.
Right.
And then Rod Ferdowski, who I grew up, was a catcher also. And when he didn't catch, he kept score. And we were playing the game, and I just kept walking up to him, and I said, I'm going to hit the next one out. And he'd go, really? Yeah. And I did it. And I came to him, and I said, mark me up for one more. And I hit another one out, and I said, mark me up for another one. And I hit another one out, and I said, mark me up for another one. And I hit a line drive, broke the top of the picket fence, and fell down. Otherwise, it would have been a home run.
But I want to thank you, Ed, for joining us today, and
Enjoyed it.
Congratulations on your number retirement.
Thank
It's
you.
been great talking to you.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to Flyers Baseball here on the Great Lakes Valley Conference Network and the Lewis University Television Network. Back here in the bottom of the third at Brennan Field, as we see Cantello send the first pitch to shortstop. So he'll be thrown out at first by Mungan. But we were just joined, as Colin's back with me now,
Yep.
by Ed Spezio. We talked about what a great career for him, major league and especially college too. Leads
Yeah.
Lewis and how many different categories. It's just special. I mean, just we said too, joining a select. Only 3 other people
Yeah.
in Flyers history have had their number retired.
Which is, like,
I mean,
it's got to be crazy to know that, like, you're the reason that no one can have that number.
exactly right.
But how was that? You sitting next to a World Series champ. How was that?
And, and his son.
Yeah, and his son's right there.
behind me too. It's
was.
it's not something you experience every day.
Scott was like talking to Planick, and he had his Angels and his Cardinals rings on, and I'm like trying to get a look at him.
That's right. It's like, where can I get one of those?
Yeah, like, do I got to win a World Series?
Oh man, that one is now deep to right center field. That one is gonna go. That one is out of here. Kevin Barry
Barry
sends it deep to right center into the trees out there.
That's his 8th of the year.
We both knew that one.
Yeah,
off the
that
bat.
was gone.
Colin, that one was gone, and he ties this game up for the Flyers at 3. That's what you like to see right there. We
What
were
a blast.
talking about Ed Spezio and his 3-homer game.
Yeah.
Followed up with a bomb right there. So it's be Kane Hedrick stepping in. He tags the first one.
He had the phantom catch, I think.
Yeah, right. We're still trying to figure that one out. That's one where you really need replay.
Yeah.
As Hedrick sends one right up the middle. It's going to get past the outstretched glove of Mungan, so Hedrick will reach in back-to-back hits here for the Flyers.
Up to bat for the Flyers, third baseman, number 10, Tony Fleischauer.
See a meeting at the mound here as we do have some action out in that Bearcat bullpen in right field.
Fleischauer is quietly having a pretty decent season.
Yep.
For having a reduced role, 66 at-bats. He has 273, 500 slugging, 3 home runs.
Yeah, reduced role, but he's been the second half of the season. He's really been playing more.
Yeah.
He's been putting the ball in play. When we did that game here back in the 15th against Trinity Christian,
Yeah.
he had that 3-run homer to center.
Yep.
That
He
one.
started that out.
He got it going for the Flyers. But just to talk to try to calm down Jake Fuller here, giving up a homer, and then a base hit, just trying to calm him down.
Trying to get him back in the right frame of mind. So he's been given run support, but
There's a strike.
that's a good pitch.
Hold on. Fleischauer take one outside. It's 2-1 in a tie ball game. See a check over at first on Hedrick. So Fleischauer hitters count 2-1. Takes that one outside. As we mentioned, action in the Bearcat bullpen. It's Khalil Vasquez Torres loosening up, the left-handed sophomore from Puerto Rico.
Wow.
See a big swing and a miss there by Fleischauer.
3-2 count. Puerto Rico. Wow.
Yep.
How would you come here?
See a pick over there at first by Skinner. He'll just step on the bag. No chance of getting Hedrick at second.
Pretty smart fielding. To kind of realize that you don't have to play there.
No need to try to force a throw and then just create a bigger inning for your pitcher.
You already gave up a run.
Already given up a run, and it's been a tough series as well. I don't want to give Lewis any extra outs.
Yeah, when you're in a game that you're actually competitive in and you've been thrashed, you don't want to get thrashed again.
No. But the catcher, Kroll, steps in here, looking to give the Flyers the lead. Sends that one out in the air into right field. Hagenoff coming over towards the line, makes the catch. But the Flyers pick up a run. They retie this one at 3. As we head to the 4th, it is 3-3 from Brennan Field on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We enter the top of the 4th here at Brennan Field. It is a 3-3 tie between the Flyers and Bearcats in Game 1 of 2 today. Game 2 scheduled probably around 25 to 30 minutes after the completion of this one. As we mentioned, we were delayed about a half hour today after game times, changing back and forth, kind of deciding when we could fit these in.
Yep.
But here it's Alumni Day. It's Ed Spezio's jersey retirement day.
We had a jam-packed day for what looked...
Yeah, right. And it looked like not great weather.
Yeah.
But it's turned out, pretty well so far. See some blue sky.
Yep.
It's always nice.
And it looks like it's been a baseball day the whole day, but the parking lot was flooded 2 hours ago.
Yeah, right. It's a appeal down the first. No swing, so it's a 2-1 count. Here on the third baseman, Eli Smock. He chops one into the Flyers' dugout. Like we have some action down in the Flyers' pen as well. Looks like a lefty for them. Big time movement on that breaking pitch.
That ball.
That was a good one. Just don't want to leave it up because that's when they can mash if you hang it.
That one it looked like it kind of hung there for a little bit.
Here's the 2-2.
Oh,
breaking pitch again. Fleischauer coming over. Tough play. Makes the throw and gets him out at first, having to cover a lot of ground, which, they say the third baseman, if you can cut off the shortstop, since you got your momentum going that way, might as well take it.
Fleischauer was not only in the right place, but he had the confidence to cut off that shortstop.
See a ball there to Tellez, the 9-hitter. This is the best we've seen of Southwest Baptist so far this series.
Yep.
They get 1 in the first, 2 in the third. Just a 2-0. That one's in the dirt.
And in a conference matchup, you want to take wins, but Southwest not had a great season.
No.
They have not had a great season at all.
Yeah, they're at the bottom of the conference, 4-22 in GLVC play. So,
And that's just conference play.
yep, hasn't not been easy for them.
No, with a walk from Fuller.
You know, there's some tough teams. As we're going to see Mike Vuxko come out now. It looks like we're going to have a call to the pen.
Yep.
So that's going to do it today for Michael Sclafani.
Or, yeah, Sclafani,
Yeah,
not
he-
Fuller.
Yeah, he goes 3 1/3, but he'll come out. We'll step out for a little bit as we make a pitching change here at Brennan Field in a 3-3 tie. We have a new pitcher here in the 4th inning with 1 out. It's Matt Piano, the lefty senior, coming in for the Flyers. Piano with an ERA of about 3.38 this year. Been a pretty good season for him.
He doesn't give up the long ball, which is...
No, he's not. 28 strikeouts in 24 innings.
Yeah.
So a good strikeout pitcher. Comes in with a man on first. First pitch gets past Kroll, so that's going to move Tellez into second base on the wild pitch.
Now, do you blame Pianto there? Because it hits off...
Yeah, I mean, I think it hit the ground
Did it?
before it got to Kroll behind the plate. If not, and it just went off the glove, then it's a pass ball on Kroll. But I think just one just got away from him there. It was well inside, too. 1-0. That one is hit sharply. That's going to go off the glove of Keedy in the center field. Tellez is going to get held at third. So Southwest Baptist got something going here. Men in the corners.
Yeah, they're definitely bringing more offense than they did yesterday.
They're attacking. They're not waiting.
No.
As Hagenhoff reaches base for the second time today.
We're at the top of the order, no?
Two-hitter. Yeah, Hagenhoff. He's the leadoff guy. He had that leadoff walk
Mm.
to start the game. As he takes off, as that one goes off the glove, that's going to get a run in at home. That's going to be a pass ball on Kroll. Is now going to third base as Hagenhoff as he takes 2 bases on that passed ball. I don't think they would have had him anyways at second base.
No.
But it took Kroll a long time to get there, and
This has turned into a
heads-up base
disaster.
running there.
Yeah.
And Southwest Baptist gets a run in. It's 4-3 with another one 90 feet away.
This is not the outing that
Not what you had drawn up if
No.
you're Mike Vuxko and the Flyers coaching staff. But a 1-2 count here with one out.
We talked about Southwest Conference record being not great, but right now they're playing spoiler here.
Yeah, they are.
Because Lewis is in the middle towards the top.
Yeah, if they're fourth in the conference. They're just trying to move up in the standings as there's a strikeout. That's the first strikeout for Piano.
That's what he's wanted this whole time.
Yep. You get the strikeout, now you get 2 outs. You're okay with contact now as long as it's at somebody.
Yep.
Sack flies out of the... Can't get a sack fly. There's a first pitch. That's another one that Kroll kind of had a long way to go for.
Yeah.
That would have got another run in if that would have got past him. One out to Skinner.
He's got that great cutter, but he just hasn't been able to get it where Kroll can not have to jump for it.
Yeah, and Hagenhoff's getting a good secondary lead because he's seen that there's been some issues here at the plate with control.
Yeah. That looked like a good pitch from Piento. 2-1 count.
Yeah, just a little off the plate. 2 outs here. Pitch to Skinner, swing and a miss.
Two pitch.
2-2. We'll see what he brings here. Kroll has to be a wall back there. Got to block everything. As that one's going to be lined sharply in the center field. That's going to get down in front of Alt. So Skinner drives in Hagenhoff from third. And that's even if it could have got him in anyways from second base if it wasn't for the passed ball. But
yep.
There's another instance of mistakes coming back to bite you, and it's 2 runs here in the inning for the Bearcats.
And that's the thing at this level, it's about not making unnecessary mistakes. Unforced errors, I think they're called.
Yep, and there we see another wild pitch. That's going to get Skinner to second base.
Yep.
Hasn't been smooth for Piano and Kroll here, the battery for the Flyers.
It's not.
Skinner's on second base. There's another one down low. Kroll does keep that one in front.
If you're Piento, you just have to not get frustrated. I know that sounds way easier because I'm in the press box, but...
Right. And it makes you wonder, too, are you kind of hesitant throwing a breaking pitch, wondering if it's going to get blocked or not? As we see Kroll just having a hard time just squeezing anything.
Yeah, I think it's just... Piento's cutter just breaks so late and so quickly that he's having a hard time.
He's down 3-0 here. That's a
walk.
take all day,
Ooh.
but they're gonna call it a strike. A lot of times that zone gets a little bigger on 3-0.
Yep.
But Sal Jacobo at the plate. Got a 3-1 count here with 2 outs. So that was close. It's going to be a walk. So that's going to put 2 on here for the catcher Sneed, and there's no one else out in that Flyer pen. So this is Piano's game right now.
Yep. This is on him to get out of this inning, and what seems like a fine substitution.
See a slow roller there to short. Get the force at second. That's Keedy to Fox. And that'll end the inning, but the Bearcats pick up a couple as we head to the bottom of the 4th. It is 5-3 Southwest Baptist on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We are back here in the bottom of the fourth at Brennan Field. Southwest Baptist getting 2 more runs and getting their lead back as they have a 5-3 lead over the Flyers here in game 1 of 2 this afternoon.
Southwest Baptist doesn't have anybody in the pen, and they still have
No.
Fuller out.
Yeah, we saw action last inning over there.
With no one's going right now, so they're putting their faith in Fuller, which this is now the 3rd time that Fuller's going through this lineup.
Yeah, which gets tougher as a pitcher. Hitters get a better feel of what you're trying to attack them with.
So this is an opportunity for Lewis, who they've seen Fuller, they know what he's got.
Well, we've seen, too, that when Southwest Baptist takes the lead, Lewis has had a response to it.
Yep.
So we'll see if that stands true here in this half inning.
And this Lewis offense is explosive. So all it takes is just the first 2 guys to get on in this inning can get out of hand really quickly.
So we see one chop there over the dugout of the Bearcats.
This is a reaction test.
Yeah, right? I've stood down in that dugout before. It's weird. The rail in front is almost like as high as your head.
Really?
Like it's very hard to see over it, as you can see with a lot of people. At least average height, 6 feet,
Yeah.
5'10". It's hard to see over. It's kind of a high rail. It's good to protect, but I just thought that was something that's kind of interesting.
What's your favorite dugout layout? I'm a big I really like the sunken in dugouts.
Yeah, I mean there's when the Oakland Athletics out, they don't even have
They have nothing.
They have nothing in front. You just walk in and you just sit there on the steps.
Yeah.
That's one I don't like at all. Is we see that one lined into right field. That one's going to get down. Going for second here. It's going to be close.
He's got a haul.
And he's in there. It's going to be a double for George Bilecki.
And here we go with that.
Yeah, we talked about it, man.
Yeah.
One hit can get it going here. This is the 9-hitter, but if Keedy can get on and roll it over to Thomas Fox.
Yep. And ideally, you want your 9-hitter to be able to get on base. You don't want him to be a bad hitter, because you run into situations like this where your top of the order is coming up and they want someone on base.
Good lead by Bilecki at second.
But yeah, in high school we had the dugouts where you're kind of locked in. There's the fence in front, so everyone has to come out through the same way. And it's just
high school, you never know what you're going to get. You can get 2 entrances into a dugout. You can get one. And it depends. Some of them are jammed.
Yeah, they're so
packed,
small.
No room to move. At least with college, I mean, it's pretty spread out. As that one's going to hit Keedy, so he's going to take first, and that's going to turn it over to the top of the order, and 2 guys on for Fox, which is just what you want if you're Lewis.
Yep. You got your best guy with 2 men on, and there still isn't movement in the Southwest Baptist.
As we're going to see time called here. Looks like we are going to have a pitching change now.
Oh.
For the Bearcats. So Jake Fuller's going to come out of this one with 2 men on. He's going to go with 3+ innings pitched. So we'll step out and take a quick break as we have a pitching change here in a 5-3 lead for the Bearcats on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We have a pitching change here with 2 runners on for the Flyers, and the Bearcats go to the pen, and Khalil Vasquez-Torres with the task of just trying to get some outs. There is nobody out here with the leadoff hitter for the Flyers.
Yep. And Khalil Vasquez, his numbers don't tell you that he's going to get some outs here.
He's got an ERA over 8. It's just been a rough year for the pitching staff as Fox takes a strike.
Yep.
As we see here, team ERA 11.17.
Yeah.
That's not going to win you too many games.
No, for your entire pitching staff having over, there's not a single person that has below a 5.
Bullpen, or that's starting, relief.
Yeah, their entire pitching staff.
Yep. And it's been a struggle this year for them. This counts even in 1 here for Fox. Fox with a chance to get a run in, or possibly 2 with the ball in the gap. He sends that one back behind us.
Yep. No outs, 2 men on base, and
Yep.
top of the order for the Flyers. This is
the situation you want to be in if you're Lewis.
yeah. If you're gonna score runs, it's here.
See one outside there to Fox.
This Southwest pitching staff really has struggled.
2-2 here. Torres getting ready to deliver the pitch. Takes one low there. Count is full on Fox. Fox here leads the team in homers.
Yep, 12.
With 12.
He has a 646 slugging, so he's a pretty good hitter.
Yeah. 3-2 here, as we'll see Vasquez-Torres just step off.
Now, what's the rule on that? Can you balk going to second, or is it balk to first and third only?
Well, you can, but you can still step off and just fake a throw. That's no, you're not really breaking any of the rules there.
They never really pitched.
Yeah. I mean, it gets, as we see the 3-2 here, that one's fouled back. It kind of depends, too, on what level you're playing at, because I know sometimes you can't, like if you fake to third and then throw to first, I think sometimes it's a balk. But I don't know if that's the case. Like in the, cause it just depends which level you're playing at. There's different rules for it.
Mm-hmm.
Some umps don't enforce it as much. It's 3-2 there. Sent out into center field. Tellez has a long way to go, as well as Hagenhoff makes a diving catch out there going onto the warning track. Tagging up is Bilecki. He makes it to third. And a long, deep fly out for Fox. Gets the job done, though. Gets his man over to third.
And Fox hit that so far, and it wasn't even a great swing. He kind of just got the bat on the ball there. Seems like he was out in front of it.
Yeah, out in front. Got under it a little bit, too.
But, like you said, got his man over, still one out. And
beautiful catch out there in
great
center,
catch.
too. Taking off, dive and catch onto the warning track.
Especially the transition from grass to
Yep.
dirt is not easy.
That's why you gotta always know how many steps you have to the wall.
Yeah.
From once you reach that dirt out there.
In the lower levels, you kind of, especially in Little League, you tend to stick your not as talented players out there. But when you get to the higher levels, outfield is not easy.
No. As that one's going to get by, here comes Bilecki from third. He's going to score standing up. So we saw a couple wild pitches from Lewis. Now we see one here from the Bearcats, and it makes it a one-run game.
Returning the favor. What I said with Pinto is unforced mistakes. There's nothing forcing anything here.
Yeah, Keedy moves up to second on that wild pitch as well. 2-0 count here on Alt.
It's batting just under 400, by the way.
It leads the team in average as he takes a strike there. Some more action down in that Bearcat pen. One run across so far this half inning as Alt sends that one foul.
Alt's got to sit back on it.
Sitback's got a big hole there on the left side between short and third. Good speed with Keedy out there as that one's in the dirt.
The Flyers need to be taking this game with like absolute seriousness. Where the Southwest has nothing to lose.
That one's chopped up the middle. That's going to get Keedy to third. That throw's going to get Alt at first. And I was just going to mention, too, did you see how far up Alt was choking up on the bat?
Yeah.
It was at least, say, 4 or 5 inches.
That was at least a hand.
I mean, I could fit another hand in there just trying to put it in play, and he does. Makes the second out, but gets Keedy over to third.
Yep. And if the 400 hitter wasn't bad enough, you now have the 385 hitter.
Yeah, right? It's like now you feel relieved. You got the 385 hitter up.
Is I hitting 400? Great.
That one's hit out in the right field. Hagenhoff moving
Speaking
back.
of
This
which,
one's going to go over the wall for a 2-run homer. I had no idea, Colin. I did not think that one was getting out of here.
That one kept going.
But that one's going to get out a 2-run homer for Angelo Cantello, the designated hitter for the Flyers.
Number 9 of the year.
Yeah, and that puts them in front 6-5.
Yep.
That one did. I'm not going to lie to you. I thought Hagenhoff was going to have a play on it in right field. And that one, that's a tall fence out there in right field, too.
310, 15-foot wall.
That one just, that was a line drive to the opposite way.
Actually, where that went over, that's probably 350, 360.
Oh, that's probably at least. Yeah. Because it gets deeper out in right center, too. Because it's 385 dead center. But it actually gets deeper in right center.
We're done after today.
Is that one? Barry fouls it off himself.
Yep. That stings so bad. Fouling it off of your shin.
Yeah, that one. Believe it or not, I don't think I ever fouled one off
Of
myself.
Of your leg?
Yeah. I know a lot of people do it, and it's just kind of just swinging on top of the ball, but Barry takes a strike.
In my experience, when I was pulling the ball more, I hit it off my shin way more. So Barry can deal.
Yeah, 1-2 count. It was low.
Barry's only batting 327, so
Yeah, that's nothing, right?
Only
327. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one was borderline.
That was a good pitch.
Beautiful pitch there. Vasquez Torres trying to paint the corners. Barry works it full with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one is flied into right field. Hagenhoff moving towards the line. Back onto the track. Makes the catch. That'll end the inning. But 3 are across for the Flyers. 2 of them from the 2-run bomb by Angelo Cantello to right center. As the Flyers go up by 1 as we head to the 5th. Here on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We're in the top of the fifth here at Brennan Field. Matt Piano in for his second inning of work. Coming in here just trying to maintain the lead here for the Flyers. Got the lead back with 3 runs last half inning as we see a bunt there.
As you said, every time that Lewis gives up runs, we answer back.
Have a response, and they did. Bearcats got 2, Flyers got 3 of their own.
You're hoping that Kroll and Pianto kind of got on the same page when they got back in the dugout. Because
it was a little... It just wasn't comfortable. Things just weren't working right.
Nope.
Coming out of the pen, which you see that sometimes too. That one is hit sharply. That's going to be a fair ball down the right field line. That one's going to roll to the wall. This could possibly be a 3-baser for Brown, but he's just going to put on the brakes as they got it back in pretty quickly. Good job by Hedrick. Getting out to that one. As that rolled, as we mentioned, a lot of room out there in foul territory. Rolled all the way to the corner.
And I think with a 1.5 step faster guy, that's easily a triple.
For most guys, I think that's a triple.
And that's not even the hitter's fault or first baseman's fault. It's just well placed.
Hit sharply down the line. As you see one in the dirt here to the left fielder Tanner Lumley. It's Joseph Brown, the DH, on second. Nobody outs. Piano just a look over at him. But now we see Southwest Baptist again coming.
Yeah.
Both teams having quick responses. Both giving up a few, both scoring a few. It's kind of been a pattern here the last few innings.
And now it just turns into minimizing damage. Both teams want to hit. Both teams are hitting. They're aggressive. So can the pitchers get out of the innings with not lighting up 3 runs?
See a nice pitch there from Piano. Gets called a strike. 2-1. There's some action out there in the Flyer bullpen. 2-1's inside. Good pick there by Kroll.
Yep.
Three 3-1 count. That one's there. 3-2.
That's a good pitch.
I think you got to go fastball here. He's kind of been mixing it up, though, kind of throwing, either of his breaking pitches or fastballs on any count. That one's hit sharply in the left field. That one's going to get down. That one is going to tie the game. Lumley's heading for second base. He's going to get in there fairly easily with the game-tying double once again. Southwest Baptist not going away.
You can see Pianto shrug. He just does, both of the hits that he's given up have been on the line, within inches of it, and what's he supposed to do? But to your question, I'm a very big fan of pitchers mixing up speeds, and I don't like throwing the same breaking ball back to back. And so he's throwing that cutter.
Unless if you're going to throw it back to back, it's got to be unhittable.
Yep.
Right. You got to put it in a place where if they're going to even make contact with it, it's going to be weak contact.
Yep. I really like hammering the fastball, especially if you have one.
That's what we saw with Caraba yesterday. I mean, it didn't matter if it was a 3-0 count, 0-2, 3-1. He was going to throw any of his pitches at any point in that game.
Yep.
It just shows you the confidence that he has, and that's what you have to have as a pitcher, because most guys go up there and you have a 3-1, 3-0 count. They're like, oh, it's fastball all the way.
Yeah.
Then when you drop them something off, you get them way out in front or pretty much freeze them and they don't swing at all, and that's what makes great pitchers.
And great pitchers, regardless of what the call is, if they're going to throw it, they're set on that. I'm throwing this one. It's going to go over. It's going to be where I want it. But when you lose that, when you're Pianto and you have a couple balls that go past, you kind of lose that
Yep.
the confidence in your pitches.
And that's what they talked about at the mound, too. Just probably plan of attack on Eli Smock here.
Yeah.
Just trying to get one out. Still no outs recorded here in the top of the fifth, one across. We are tied once again at 6.
Back and forth game.
Yep. Here's the 1-1. That one's well outside. Makes you wonder, too, how many more batters they let Piano face.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do have a guy, he was just getting loose out there. Now he's kind of warming up at a quicker pace out in left field.
Yep. It's the same situation with Fuller, is how many more?
Yep. Yeah, we saw they didn't have anyone up in that pen when Fuller came into his last inning. It's Kroll losing track of the ball, going to third and getting in there is Lumley. Kroll just couldn't find the baseball.
You gotta, I mean, if you're Piento, you gotta be calling feet.
Yep.
You gotta be calling where the ball is. And I think
Yep.
it's just messy. Right now they're just playing messy on defense.
Because when a catcher, takes off his mask, he has no clue where that
Yep.
ball's at.
Nothing.
So 2 balls, 2 strike, infield in at all 4 positions. As that one's going to get down into right field, so the Bearcats are going to take the lead once again. It's going to be an RBI single for Smock, and it's 7-6.
Yeah.
I think the Flyers just were kind of tired of just trading runs back and forth. They brought everyone in
Yeah.
the infield, so they were going to come home no matter what. It's a questionable decision. I mean, you are getting in the later stages, just playing 7 innings here. Here's a bunt laid down by Tellez. He's going to be out at first, but that's going to get the job done. Got him pretty much by a half step at first base. But he gets Smock over to second. I think we've seen all of what we're going to see from Piano today.
Yeah. No, not the outing he wanted.
Now, Vuxco is going to come out. Looks like he's making a move here as the Bearcats take the lead. We'll step out and be back in just a second here on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We have another pitching change here in the top of the 5th inning. Luke Carlson coming in to relieve Matt Piano here with a runner on.
Yeah, this is Carlson's 14th appearance of the year, and he's got fine stats. 43 strikeouts in 36 innings pitched with 15 walks.
See that ERA's up there a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. He definitely comes in
just under 6.
Yeah. He comes in with runners on base. His difficulty is the long ball. He's given up 6 this season.
We see a slow chopper there in front of the plate. Kroll's throw to first. They do get him by a half step.
What a play by Kroll.
Yeah, nice play there. Getting his mask off in time. Firing it to first. Not an easy throw. But Smock moves into third. As Luke Carlson comes in, retires the one hitter for the Bearcats. Now 2 outs.
Man on third. Sack flies removed.
Yep, sack fly is out of the
equation.
Out of the picture here. Yeah, out of the equation. That's the word I was looking for. There's another breaking pitch there. Got
and looking at
these swing at it.
Stats and looking at what Carlson has, strikeout got at least 1 inning, so good performance. But
that one's hit pretty deep into left field. That one's going back. Bilecki at the wall. That's going to go off the base of the wall. That's going to get a run in. That's going to be an RBI double.
And you feel fortunate.
For Tremaine Mungan. Yeah, you do. That was getting close to getting out of here. Right off the bottom of the wall, right under Ed Spezio's number 7 out there.
Yeah.
So we honor him today. But
and how was that for you, getting to talk to him?
I know it was real fun too, and especially I had to make sure I fit in the question about the White Sox.
Yeah,
I knew he played for him. I had to get that in there.
What did he say about that?
No, he played for them in his final year. As we see, oh man, nice stop over there by Fleischauer.
What a snag.
Yeah, we see Mungan take third, but just kind of hearing like his experience and just kind of how baseball's changed, over the years. And he said too, just preparing for games, they didn't have the advanced scouting and all these, stats of finding out how to, beating teams and all the analytics and everything that they have now.
Mm-hmm.
It was just totally, different game of baseball back then.
And you can even you can look at with an eye test, you can kind of see how dated some baseball is.
Oh, I know.
With mechanics and delivery.
Yeah. Skinner sends one out of play right side.
It was stratospheric. Yeah, he played with the Cardinals, the Padres, the White Sox. And
yeah, those 3 teams, and won 2 World Series.
Both with the Cardinals.
Yep.
He has a place in baseball history as being.
Yeah, we see another RBI hit there. Skinner drives in a run. That's Mungan coming in, and the Flyers are down 3 here.
Yeah.
It's a 4-run inning, 4-run 5th. Yeah, we mentioned he played for the Padres. He had the first hit, like we said, first home run, and scored the first run in their
so he
organization.
Not only has he been retired from Lewis, he has his place in baseball history, which is just amazing.
It's remarkable.
And not to mention his son is also a 2-time World Series champion. Just a little flex.
It's 1-0 from Carlson. That one's inside. 2-0. Bullpen struggling a little bit for the Flyers here in Game 1.
Yeah.
Carlson giving up a couple. There's a check swing peel to first. He didn't go. But 9-6 lead, and Flyers still with 9 outs to work with. They still get hit in their bottom half of the 5th.
They still have time.
Carlson, that one way inside. That's going to be a walk.
You still have time, but you don't want it to get worse than it is.
And base runners are becoming a problem, as we're going to see another meeting at the mound here. Just try to calm down Luke Carlson.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 2 outs. Just, rely on your fielders to get you out of it. Just weak contact. Hit your spots.
And you wonder, You wonder that with none of the pitching today from the Flyers has been
spectacular.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to really.
And even when you go to the bullpen,
Yep.
you go to the bullpen, you go to your guys that are supposed to get you the innings that you need to get you the outs that you need, and it hasn't come now twice.
Well, you can see. I mean, they've given up runs in 4 of the 5 innings.
Yeah.
Flyers pitching.
So, is it the day? Is it the approach? Is it we beat these guys really bad last 2 days?
Right.
We don't have to.
Like we got them.
Yeah, we got them easy. Is it a disrespect? Because these games still matter for you. They don't matter for Southwest.
No, that's just trying to turn things around.
Yeah.
Trying to get on a high note going into next year.
So this is on the Flyers.
Yeah, these are all crucial games for Lewis. I mean, they have a 4-game series against UIndy, who's very, very tough.
Yeah. They're not an easy. It's not going to be an easy series.
That's May 5th through 7th. That's the final series of the year, too.
Yep, and then they have the tournament.
Yep, before GLVC tournament plays. That one's fouled back.
And in a game like baseball, where anyone really can beat anybody in a day, going into the tournament, you want the best matchup possible.
Yep. Yeah, they'll make sure, however it works out, that Caraba's pitching game 1.
Oh, absolutely. You want your...
They'll figure it out somehow. As Kroll's able to keep it in front, both runners will hold.
He's had a busy day behind the plate.
Yeah, busy day. Hasn't been one of his better days.
No.
But
No.
that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's not just one pitcher that's, challenging them back there.
Mhm.
It's been a few of them.
Yeah.
So it's a 2-2 count. Just a strike away getting out of this. As Carlson pops one right back, right over us.
Yeah.
That one. If we didn't have the ceiling here, we would have been able to
Yeah, give me my
get that
glove.
one up here, right? Just a 2-2. That's a check swing, and that got him, too. They're going to see if he swung or not, and he didn't. Because if he did go around, that would have been a strike.
Absolutely.
But he's going to take first base, which will load him up. That one got him, looked like on the hand. And that's one of those you're just trying to, it's kind of a protect me swing, too.
Yep. And Kroll was really not happy about the no swing.
Yeah. If he wanted it, that would have ended the inning.
Yep. And rather than that, now there's bases loaded.
Yep,
With
now bases loaded, 2 outs, and 4 runs already across.
Yeah, and Joseph Brown, he had the double.
Yep.
So things could unravel more than they already have this inning really quickly.
Yep, damage has been done, 4 across, and a chance for more. There's
Another
one close. That one didn't hit Brown, but that was pretty similar to what we saw with Colby Sneed.
And
he did go around on that too, so it's 0-2.
And Carlson's already standing on the very edge of
The rubber.
the rubber, so he's slamming the inside.
Yeah, that's something I always did as a pitcher too. I always stayed on the left side. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just, I think a lot of people do the middle too, so you're right, lined up. But that's just, I think it's just like a, I don't know. It's all about just how it feels too, because
Yeah, it's about comfort. It's about what makes you.
and each mound's different too. It's not always the same. Especially with a turf mount's a little different. It's all even, but
Yeah.
like on regular dirt infield, as that one's popped up to short. That's Keedy under it. Makes the catch as Carlson will leave the bases loaded, but the damage was done as 4 come across here in the top of the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Flyers trail it 9-6. We're in the bottom of the fifth here at Brennan Field. Tony Denardis alongside Colin McCarthy.
How's it going?
And Colin, we got another pitching change.
Yeah, and another not great stat line.
No.
Sam
Peterson, ERA over 12.
He's allowed 42 runs in 30 innings.
That one's hit hard by Hedrick out to right field. That one's going to get over the head of Hagenhoff, one hop off the wall. That's going to be a leadoff double sliding in. Hedrick gets in there. That's what the Flyers need. They trail by 3 here.
A little factoid, since the game is in the current situation that it's in. The Southwest Baptist University baseball team has not won a single away game this season.
No, they have not.
They're 0 for 15.
Yeah, that's unbelievable when you think about it. I mean, well, they only have 4 conference wins, 8 wins.
Yeah.
On the year. That one's in the dirt.
So down 3.
Yep, 1-0 count.
Here for Southwest are up 3 with 9 outs left for the Flyers to knock this win.
Yeah, Tony Fleischauer's in now, and we've mentioned it time and time again. The Flyers have had a response. I think we're going to get a meeting here at the mound.
What do you think they're talking? Because you just put this pitcher in, a double.
And I think he's probably going to tell him, too, that, each inning that a new pitcher's come in, they've had trouble putting down the Flyers, right? They haven't had as big of a lead as 3 yet today.
No.
And it's probably just about conserving the lead, possibly what they want to do maybe. Fleischauer's not a hitter who would lay down a bunt or anything like that, especially down 3 runs. But it could be how you want to line up defensively as well.
And it's middle of the order?
Yeah, Fleischauer's job at the very least is to get Hedrick over to third base.
Yep.
So unless they want to talk that over, just calm him down, or even kind of talk about maybe the weaknesses and the strengths of Tony Fleischauer too at the plate.
Yep. Fleischauer again, he's batting .270. He has 3 home runs in the year. He's had a pretty good season.
He's got power. We've seen it.
Yeah, his on-base percentage is .400, so he's good at getting on base.
Yep, as we're going to see a grounder there. We talked about it, getting the runner over to third, and that's what Fleischauer does.
Yep.
So that'll put Hedrick 90 feet away from scoring. Flyers down 3.
Mm-hmm.
No. First pitch outside. Here's Jason Kroll, the catcher. A great way to turn around your struggles behind the plate is maybe a ball in the gap, get a run on.
Nice breaking ball.
That's nice.
That's a nice breaking ball.
Can't tell if that's more of a slider or a curve.
Yeah.
Kind of had that, side-to-side movement.
Yeah.
There's another one right there. Got him to bite at it.
You're seeing a lot in the majors. You're seeing the rise of the sweeper.
Yeah, I
of
know.
These super huge breaking balls.
That's like a big pitch this year. I've noticed a lot of pitchers throwing that.
Well, Otani's kind of put that in his repertoire.
Well, he throws a splitter and everything. I mean, he'll give you whatever.
He's from Japan, where they
you don't know. I mean, they throw a lot of pitches. They have kind of not your traditional deliveries too. Your submarine pitchers, sidearm pitchers is swing and a miss there. So Kroll's going to strike out. Yeah, but like Otani throws a splitter. A lot of people don't throw splitters anymore.
No, it's definitely a Japanese pitch.
And they say it's tough on your arm too.
Yeah. Well, he had the. Did he end up having the Tommy John surgery? Because I don't
think so.
In his first year here, he had some difficulties with his arm, and he was kind of shut down.
Right. Yeah, they kind of limited a little bit because they wanted his bat in the lineup.
Yeah.
Being a two-way player that he is.
Being the phenom.
Yeah. And it's just, you got to rest him too. I mean, he's not just, your average pitcher. He can get up there at 100 miles per hour and just blow it past guys, and
he's not your average player. You have to take care of him in every aspect of the sport.
It's all about the long term. As there's going to be a base hit Into left by Bilecki. He's got another one. He's going for second base, but now puts on the brakes at the last second. Looked like he thought about going.
Yeah.
Thought better of it though. Don't want to.
He's got a very vertical run.
Yeah. don't want to run yourself into an out.
Yeah. Where now we have.
But we said it gets a run in. No, it's 9-7.
Keedy.
Yep, Keedy, the 9 hitter.
That is such
Another
a
one of those.
great pitch.
I can't tell. It's either a slider or a curve.
Yeah.
One of the two.
It looks like a slider because it's not.
Yeah, it's got that.
Doesn't have that
It's
vertical
got more
movement.
of that side-to-side movement.
Yeah.
There's another one. That's a nice pitch. That's
Yeah.
a great two-strike pitch.
Absolutely.
When you're.
When
I
it
mean,
moves
now
that
it's-
much.
Yeah, when it moves that much, especially. It's not something you're probably going to be able to use against the lefties. It's going to be coming in on them.
Yep.
But on the righties, I think a lot of them will bite at that.
And that's why.
If it's anywhere even near the zone.
Yeah. And we didn't even see that. Yeah, you're right. Because we didn't see that pitch against Fleischauer.
No. Stayed away from it. And he kind of went outside on Fleischauer too, but of course you can't throw that pitch unless you're throw like a backup slider, and it's just kind of just going to fall right on the inside or the outside corner to lefties. So that one's going to get away. That's under the glove. It's going to be a walk anyways.
So Keedy draws the walk, moves runner over.
Yep, Bilecki on second.
Now you have Thomas Fox.
Thomas Fox.
The man.
Yep. He's the go-ahead run.
Yep.
For the Flyers. Tying run is on first base and Patrick Keedy.
I don't think I need to remind anybody in his numbers because they're ridiculous.
Him and then Michael Alt coming up right after him.
Yeah.
I mean, very dangerous 1-2 punch for the Flyers.
Absolutely.
See that pitch again? That one didn't
No.
move quite as much.
That one looked almost like a cutter.
Yeah, I could see that. Not as dramatic as movement as that slider.
That slider, it starts on the inside and
Tips right out there. It is again, and it doesn't look like the plan is fastballs with any of the right-handed hitters. Because we've seen him throw it when he's behind in the count. Threw it back-to-back here to the leadoff guy for the Flyers.
so if Fox can get on,
Fox.
Alt is a lefty, so it removes.
That's just a check swing by Fox. Going in the shallow right, coming over making the catch is Jacobo. And that will end the inning. But the Flyers do pick up one. They make it a 2-run game as it is 9-7 as we head to the 6th on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. So Luke Carlson back into the game here for the Flyers. Second inning of work. Comes in. Flyers do pick up a run.
Yeah, Carlson, like
Last
every
inning,
other
but
pitcher today, has
Yeah.
run into
just
balls in the dirt.
Yeah, struggles with command has been an issue. Flyers really can't afford to give up any more as we're going to see a chopper. That's going to go off a Fleischauer and into left field. So Lumley's going to reach. That was going to be a tough play anyways, trying to pick that hop.
You honestly just you're in that situation happy that it stayed in front, that it didn't get through.
Right. Yep. Which, anyways, even if he picks that, it's going to be a tough play.
It's
Especially
Machado
on the
level
throw
play.
too. Yeah, exactly.
Matt Chapman, Machado, Arenado. There's a lot of good ones.
And we see a bunt shown there as Fleischauer came way in at third base.
Yep.
Eli Smock at the dish.
Because at this point, knowing you're down 2, you still have 2 half innings left.
Oh, man.
It
A
kind
little
of
bit of a wild throw there at first. Good job there by Barry.
took him off the bag.
It did pull him this way towards home plate, too,
Yeah.
so that would have probably moved up the runner.
That's continuation of what I was going to say is that they have to make sure they don't give anything up because you're already down 2.
Yep.
And you showed last inning that you can play a small ball, move people over, get a run in, but you're down 2. You can't let anything more up. Like, you can't let more runs.
Lumley's getting a good lead over there, and Carlson's aware of that. Wouldn't surprise me here. We did see Smock show bunt, but then he did swing at the second pitch. So we'll see if Lumley takes off here. He's been getting a decent secondary lead.
He's going.
Oh, and that's close. Oh, man.
Yeah.
You could tell he was leaning
He was
big
twitching.
time.
Yeah.
He was ready to go.
He was going on first movement.
And that almost got him, too. That would have.
Yeah. I feel like how's Kroll's arm pitch out?
Yep, there he goes. Check swing and see if he went around or not. Throw to second base, and he's in there. Lumley just gets in there ahead of the tag. Kroll got it down there pretty quickly, but looks like they did call that check swing a strike.
Yep. I feel like he's swinging just to cause.
It might have been a hit and run. It
Yeah.
could have been the call, but there was no way he was going to make contact with that.
The runner's checking to see where Fox is.
Kroll blocks it. Lumley's going to go, but he is going to be out by plenty at third base.
Don't make your first or third out at
Yep, not a
third.
Not a good read. It didn't get too far away from Kroll, but had plenty of time to gun him at third.
Yep.
So now 1 out here, 2-2 count for Smock. He sends one up the middle. Slow roller off the mound. Coming in, Keedy making the throw. Gets him in plenty of time. Yep, fortunate bounce.
Yeah.
Mound slowed it down.
Absolutely.
They should be in your storage closet. Yeah. In that corner.
So now you have 2 outs when it was looking promising.
2 outs. Lewis, like we said, can't afford giving up any more runs. That one's inside on Tellez. One 0 count, 2 outs. Swing and a miss there. Looks like Tellez was well out in front of it.
Yep.
Luke Carlson trying to get through a scoreless frame. Get the Flyers back up at the bat rack with a chance. So that one's hit deep out to center field. Alt's moving back to the track at the wall, and that one is going to go. Tellez got all of that one.
Yes, he did.
That's the 3-run lead is back for the Bearcats as they get into double digits here in Game 1. It's 10-7. And if we would have came in and told everyone that this Bearcat team is 8-36.
Yep.
4-22. I mean, and it's not just one pitcher they're hitting off. I mean, they are putting some good contact on the baseball. That one got out of here by plenty.
It wasn't
out in
close.
Center field. I mean, you saw Alt jumped for it, but he was nowhere near
Doing
ever
best,
come down with that.
Doing his best Mike Trout impression.
Yeah, right. Luis Robert,
Yep.
our guy.
Oh, yeah. Don't bring that depressing team up.
Yeah, right. Is
Pitch.
that something we want to talk about as we see a swing and a miss?
It's only
there.
April. It's only April.
Yeah, I know, but time's
As I
running
say
out.
every year, my entire life.
Yeah, no, that's just how we cope with it, right?
Yeah.
It's only April.
It's only April. What happens when it's only June?
right? And then before you know it, it's only September.
It's only September. We still got 3 weeks
Yeah, right. Yeah, 3 weeks. 15 games under 500.
until our misery's over. Sell the team, Jerry.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Rather not talk about it. Doesn't.
This would become a
bad
soapbox. It'd be a
Yeah,
podcast.
this wouldn't be a very entertaining broadcast. As we see a walk there, Carlson
Yeah.
allows a base runner here with 2 outs.
2-out walk, not good.
2-out walk to the leadoff guy, and that brings in Mungan.
So now this game is not easy.
Nope. That one fouled back to the screen.
Where's your glove? Top of the 2-hitter.
2-hitter in Mungan.
Yeah.
There goes the runner again. That one's going to be hit in the right, moving back on the track at the wall, and it's gone. Another homer for the Bearcats. Leaving the yard now is Tremaine Mungan as another opposite field homer. And they go up 5 here. It is 12-7. And kind of what's becoming all Bearcats here in game 1.
At the top of the inning, I said we needed to not give up any more runs, and we have given up 3.
And we were so close to getting out of this.
Yeah, 2 outs, no runs.
It would have been a scoreless inning for Luke Carlson.
And then it was home run, walk, home run.
Home run, exactly. Skinner swing and a miss. Power's been on display, though, today. A few homers.
Yeah. And it's not even windy.
No.
It's not even wind's blowing out.
Nope.
Contact is just being made.
Yeah, we've seen some. The 2 homers that we saw hit to right got out of here in a hurry.
Yep. There was the
Line drives, and Hedrick's playing pretty deep out there, too. It's just a couple, decent-sized steps away from that warning track.
Yeah.
Just 1-1. That one's fouled right back behind us here.
The Cantella home run.
Yeah.
We both did not think it was
I
getting
did
out.
not think that was going.
Not at all. It came in the 4th.
There's the 1-2. That one's going to be popped up. Going into shallow right field near the line is Kevin Barry. Makes the over-the-shoulder grab. But more damage has been done. 2 homers in the inning for Southwest Baptist. They pick up 3 and extend their lead 12-7 as we go to the bottom of the 6th here on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. We enter the bottom of the 6th inning here at Brennan Field. Tony DeNardis, Colin McCarthy's here with me.
How's it hanging?
It's hanging pretty good. Not for the Flyers,
No,
though.
no, the ball is hanging though.
The ball's hanging and the ball's flying.
Yeah.
Seen multiple home runs today. Michael Alt stepping in against Sam Peterson, who's back.
And Sam Peterson has that slider.
Yes, he does, but not to the lefties.
Nope. Both to Fleshauer and now Alt he has not thrown.
We'll see how he attacks him. It's another fastball.
This is the guy that you want up right now, outside of Fox.
That one lined foul just past that outstretched arm of the fan over there.
It just missed a mom. Or a patron, whichever one.
Yep. Flyer fan.
Yep.
Well, that one looked like a little bit of that off-speed pitch there, but it's just doesn't get as much movement on it, too, because you always have that fear in the back of your mind, knowing how much it moves, that you could hit the batter with it. As we see Alt, and he gets that one to go into right field. That's going to go off the glove of Jacobo. It would have been a bang play at first base anyways if he came up with it.
I love watching hard 90s.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where it is. I just love players just putting their head down and going right through it.
Yeah, here's Cantello. He had one of those home runs, that 2-run homer to right center.
Yep.
Got out of here in a heartbeat.
It did. Just like Mungan's last inning.
Yep. That one's inside.
Cantello doesn't flinch. That was inches away from him.
Yeah, I know. And he's also a catcher too. So
Yeah. He kind of
catchers,
knows
they're used to
getting.
They're used to having pain back there, right? Getting hit with the ball.
In high school, I was warming up our pitcher, and I didn't have a chest on,
protector.
and
yeah.
I missed the ball, and it hit me in the chest at like 70 miles an hour.
Jeez. Yeah, those catchers take a beating though, but that probably taught you for next time. I'm not catching anything without a chest protector.
I came in, my coach was like, "You good?" And I was like, "Yeah." It just hurts.
It just hurts. It took a heat off the chest. 3-1. That one
Again,
nearly
doesn't
got
mitch.
him again.
Doesn't
He
flinch.
doesn't know. That's nothing. But he'll walk. Alt will move up to second.
Kevin Barry,
Barry stepping in.
one of the 5 Lewis players that is like a staple of every roster, of every starting day roster. Opening, yeah. They start.
Yeah, we'll see if they. A lot of times in doubleheaders they'll change it up, so we'll kind of see.
Yep.
What kind of differences we'll see in game 2 in that lineup for both teams. If you're Southwest Baptist, you don't change that lineup one bit.
Nope. They found a formula. They got it.
No.
So this is going to be.
Yeah, we're going to get another call to the pen here, Colin. So we're going to have a lefty coming in. It's going to be it for Sam Peterson. He's going to walk out with 2 guys on here.
And I would argue that the composition of the Flyers lineup right now is why he's coming out. Back-to-back lefties, and Barry is one of the premier offensive players for this team. So, because Peterson's obviously against righties, he's throwing those breaking balls that are making him look foolish.
Yeah, but Barry's going to come in. We're going to step out for a little bit. As we have another pitching change here at Brennan Field as the Bearcats lead it by 5. We have another pitching change here for the Bearcats in the bottom of the 6th inning as we see Caden Lewis come in with 2 runners on.
Caden Lewis, like the other Southwest Baptist pitchers, not churchers, has not had a great season.
Yeah.
7.5 ERA in 8 appearances, 19 innings with 16 runs.
Oh, well, Getting plunked there is Kevin Barry.
And the bases are loaded.
And you thought, too, the idea was probably getting that lefty-lefty matchup, thinking you can get out of it. And now you plunk Kevin Barry on the first pitch.
And now you're back to
You load him up with nobody out. Now the Flyers are right back in this thing.
Yep, and now you have a batter that is benefiting from the matchup.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Hedrick is a righty, but then you have Fleischauer on deck, who's another lefty. So that one's up. Yeah, just when you were starting to get comfortable for the Bearcats, now you have the possibility of the Flyers getting many runs here. As that one's hit out deep in the right center. That one's going to get down. That one's going to go to the wall and can possibly clear the bases for the Flyers. Hedrick's going to get 2. He's going to stay there. Here comes Barry from all the way from first. He's going to score with no throw. And the Flyers get 3 here, and they make it a 2-run game at 12-10.
Wow.
Wow. I mean,
Wow.
Now tying run at the plate now, Colin. Fleischauer. That'd be something here. He sends one out now.
Yep. Oh, my goodness.
Seeing the ball is flying out of here today.
Yeah, the ball's carrying. And, I mean, you can't ask for a better place for that ball. It's like triple heaven in San Francisco or whatever it is?
Yeah, right. That huge, deep right center field gap. So there's a ball. And we're going to see another meeting at the mound here. And I think we're going to get another pitching change here. Yeah, I think we are. I think Sal Jacobo is going to come in.
This is
So quick day for Caden Lewis.
Yep.
Quick day. Looks like he did make the call. Yep, and we are going to have a pitching change. So we will step out once again as Jacobo gets loose as the Flyers are right back in it. It's 12-10 here with a runner on in the bottom of the 6th. So Sal Jacobo comes into the game on the mound. He moves from second base to pitcher here as he'll face Fleischauer with a runner on second base.
And I know it might be hard to believe, but Sal Jacobo has the best ERA on the Southwest Baptist University team.
And what's that?
A 6.94.
Yeah, that's a rough year. I mean, I don't know.
There's not much to write home about.
There's not much to write home about, and especially when you got the tying run at the plate.
Yeah.
0-1. That's hit sharply into right field.
Send him.
Let's see, they're going to hold him at third base. So Fleischauer gets on. Hedrick is going to hold up at third, and now got the go-ahead run here coming to the plate.
I'm really glad we went through that pitching change
You're right.
for him to get on base.
Yeah, we're going to see a pinch hitter here, too, and Chris McDevitt.
Chris McDevitt had, against the Purdue Northwest, he had that inning where he got every out by himself on the field.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he had 3 RBIs.
Yeah, big game for him. McDevitt with a chance to possibly get in a run, tie the game, or give the Flyers the lead.
Yep.
To 1-0, and the pitch from Jacobo. It's going to be a strike. So Hedrick on third, Fleischauer on first. That pitch is fouled off.
Please not my car.
In the parking lot.
Yep.
Prayers are up. No cars.
Yep.
1-2 here. That one's outside.
It's got to be such a nice, like, this is a spot that I would want to be in if I was McDevitt.
Yeah, definitely. Runners, pinch hitting. There's always a pressure on you, too, because you don't want to
Yep.
have your coach pinch hit for you and then you strike out or go down swinging. But he doesn't even have to. I mean, you want to get a hit, but just putting the ball in play
Yep.
can get Hedrick in and make it a one-run game. That one's hit out deep to right center. Back on the track, this one has a chance of getting out of here. That's off the wall. That's going to get into Hedrick. Fleischauer had to hold up. Didn't know if the ball was going to get down, so he's only going to make it to third on a long RBI double by McDevitt.
Very long double.
And the idea to pinch hit him worked out, Colin.
It did.
Pinch hitting for the catcher Kroll, as we mentioned, had a little bit of a rough day behind the plate. And McDevitt comes in and probably telling his coach the whole game, put me in.
These guys.
And I thought that one had a chance of getting out of here.
I did as
Any
well.
other part of the ballpark that would have got out.
Yep.
Deepest part of the yard out there in right center. Makes it a one-run game. Infield is in at all 4 positions.
And when you're facing this many different kinds of pitchers, do you think that you just have a general approach, or do you kind of?
I think you have to. Even though Southwest Baptist was leading, is that one's going to be hit up the middle. That's going to get through. That's going to tie the game, and that's going to give the Flyers the lead. That's going to be a 2-run single for George Bilecki and the Flyers with 6 runs here, Colin, in the bottom of the 6th. And just when you think Southwest Baptist had them put away,
Yep.
they just keep fighting back. And that's just the way things have been going for Southwest Baptist, too, this year.
Yeah. This is,
I mean,
I think frustrating is a word you could use.
yeah. There's a strike. That's George Bilecki. He's got multiple hits today, and possibly the biggest one of the game so far with that 2-run go-ahead single. You see a bunt here. Very safe. Foul tipped it. Keaty's in disbelief here. Now you hear the crowd giving it to the umpire a little bit. Vux goes giving him a piece of his mind, too, from the third base dugout.
With all this commotion, I'm just looking for the dog in the crowd.
That one's fouled back. Things are heating up here, Colin. Everyone's
Yeah, as
crowd's involved once again.
as back and forth as has been, the tensions are getting higher.
1-2, there's that breaking pitch, smoked right back up the middle. Bilecki moves up to second base, and now the Bearcats can't get anybody out.
No, we still have 0 outs in this inning, and with Thomas Fox up to bat again.
Thomas Fox. I can't believe we're in this position, to be honest with you.
No, we were down 5. We were down 5 with 6 outs left, and we're up 1 with 6 outs left.
6 runs with nobody out here in the bottom half of the inning. There's a bunt laid down by Fox. Throw to first is going to get him, but Fox will have the sacrifice. We'll move Bilecki and Keedy up a base.
5 outs left.
5 outs left. That's true. I didn't even think about them getting all 6 with nobody out.
Yeah. There's been 2 half innings where no runs have been scored.
Yeah. Now we see the infield in once again. Alt chops it to third. We're going to have a play at the plate. The pick, and they get him at the plate. Bilecki was off on contact no matter what. It was kind of a slow chopper, and they get him by half a step at home.
You could definitely blame Bilecki on that.
Yeah, I think that was – I think they were going to just send him no matter what. I think that was a contact play.
Yeah. That's
although you did have the infield in, and you knew they were going to come home with it on a ball in the infield.
Because then if you have just a half step of patience, you're forcing him to make a choice on where to throw, and if he throws, then not only do you have the chance of him being safe at first, but you also have the chance of you being able to go home. But that's for practice tomorrow.
Yep, exactly. As we said, they were supposed to play here against Southwest Baptist again tomorrow, but because of weather, that second game got moved to today, right after this one.
And as much as they're saying they're going to be able to get this in, it's 4 o'clock now.
Yep. Yeah, they'll be. I think the latest start they usually have is 3 o'clock. So we'll see. I think they'll be all right. And remember, this one's just a 7-inning game.
Yep.
Game 2 will be 9 innings. This one, not like yesterday. The pace is very slow in this one. A lot of offense today.
Yeah, this is that 2020 or the 2019 pace.
Yep.
That 7-hour World Series game.
25 runs in this game
Oh.
between the two teams. 25 runs. His runners were off. That's going to be a strike. And the inning is finally over for the Bearcats. But the Flyers put up a huge 6 spot as they regain the lead. As we head to the 7th, the Flyers lead at 13-12 on the GLVC network and the Lewis University television network. We enter the top of the 7th inning here at Brennan Field on the campus of Lewis University. Matt Helwig checks into the game with the task of getting a save here for the Flyers, just trying to shut down a Bearcat lineup, which they haven't done since the 2nd inning.
No. And for a team that scored 3 runs in 14 innings previously to this one, they have more than made up for it, and yet they're still down.
He's still down huge, just a wild inning.
Yeah.
It's the last half of the bottom of the 6th.
We had 3 pitchers in that half inning?
Yeah, I think so. You had Jacobo, you had Caden Lewis, and Sam Peterson. He started the inning, so 3 pitchers.
And
to get 3 outs.
And the initial change was matchup based.
It was. and he plunked Kevin Berry, and that kind of just started that huge, wild inning for Lewis.
It just unraveled. But let's see if Matt Helwig can get out of this.
Goes off speed there. So this is Jacobo trying to redeem himself. The Bearcats
He'd have to
trail by a run.
He'd have to hit a grand slam with no one on.
Yeah. Yeah, just trying to get on base, down to their final 3 outs.
Now Matt Helwig has 20 innings this season with 32 strikeouts and a batting average against with a 228. So not bad.
Not too bad, no.
And for a very up and down, mostly down performance from pitchers on both sides, just getting out of this half inning is all that Helwig needs to do.
Yep. Yeah, this is Helwig's game. Doesn't look like there's really any action going on in the Flyer bullpen out in left field. Swing and a miss there by Jacobo. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have game 2 following about 25 to 30 minutes after the completion of this one.
Hopefully.
As we see a swing and a miss there, Jacobo's down on strikes.
How many pitchers have we had today in total?
Well, we had 1, 2. We had 5 for Southwest Baptist.
We're on our 4th.
And now we're on our 4th. So we had 9 pitchers today between both teams. You'll have to see if anyone's left for the next one.
I wouldn't mind seeing Caraba again.
Yeah, he won't pitch, but that was I don't know how many pitches he threw yesterday. I think it was under 100, but he'll be
under 107.
Yeah,
That's
11
really
strikeouts. So he was not wasting time.
I love that.
He'll be on rest for a few days. He'll pitch in one of those games against Indy, and then they'll get him a few days off rest for conference tournament play. Just breaking pitch low.
If you're a coach and you have a pitcher like Caraba, where you know he's going to have a good start, but you're in a tournament situation, do you flex him to bullpen on not the day after, but 2 days after his start?
I'd say definitely. Just like postseason baseball for major leagues. Once the postseason gets here, it doesn't matter if you're a starter or a reliever. You're just a pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You just got to make sure he doesn't throw too much. I mean, yeah, you want to win, but you also want him available, in maybe 2 days or 3 after his start. But then when sent in the air into right center, Hedrick coming over, making the catch with the sun in his eyes for the second out. Flyers went out away.
Yeah, we're 1 away from
taking a huge. It was a comeback. They did lead at one point in this game, but it kind of.
They were down 5.
Yeah, they were down 5. Had that huge 6-run 6th. That one's inside. So Bryson Luna, he came into the game at second when Jacobo went to the mound.
Yep.
Takes one low there.
Two.
We're reading each other's mind there, right?
We're getting too good at this.
So 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs.
Potentially the last out.
Potentially. In this game, you never know.
Yeah.
No one's up, 3 balls and a strike.
2 out walks are not good.
Nope. Walks turn into runs.
They do. Next up for Southwest pending is Tanner Lumley.
That one's going to be hit to first. Got to get over there. Helwig does. Missed the bag with the first step, but is able to get it on the final one, and that will end.
A little 2-step action.
A wild finish here.
Yeah.
6 runs into 6th for the Flyers. They take game 1 in a wild one, 13-12.
6 runs to overcome a 5-run deficit.
Yeah, just a back and forth game, but the Flyers win it 13-12. We want to make sure you tune in as well in about 25 to 30 minutes for Game 2 here on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network. The Flyers win it 13-12 on a special day here as we retired Ed Spezio's number 7 pregame.
That feels like so long ago.
I know, right?
It feels like
so
forever
long ago. But the Flyers get a win for him. Hopefully they get another one in just a little bit. But for Colin McCarthy and our entire broadcast crew here, I'm Tony DiNardis. We'll be back in a little bit for Game 2 of the Flyers and the Bearcats. You've been watching Flyers Baseball on the GLVC Network and the Lewis University Television Network.